Alright guys, so I'm going to have a short video presentation here that is going to introduce us to Heaton Construction. You guys are new employees, so this video is going to kind of give you like a little bit of the groundwork of who we are as a company. We're going to go back over what we do, how we pay, and some expectations that we have, things like vacation and how we operate as a company. So this video, hopefully it helps you kind of start to get adjusted to being an employee at Heaton Construction. So to start off with, we are Heaton Construction Inc. So just to tell you a little bit about us, we are an unlimited general contractor. We're also licensed plumbers and electricians in multiple states. We are not a local service company. Our business is based on the big box home improvement model. We don't have a street business. All of our work comes from big box stores. We're not a standard install company. The standard install company in this business is a company that they have a home office or a shop. Everybody goes to that shop who works for that business, and they draw a circle around that shop, whatever the radius is. Maybe it's 50, maybe it's 70 miles, 90, whatever the owner decides, and this is our coverage area. That's not who we are. We work in multiple states across many lines, and our installers are throughout. So that's one way we differ, but there's other ways that we differ too. So at Heaton Construction, we're trying to return professionals to the installation field. So while the typical installation company subs work out, pays per job, they 1099 their employees. They make them use their own vehicles, personal vehicles. They have to cover expenses that they meet in the job out of their own pockets. At Heaton Construction, we're bucking that trend. All of our installers are in-house employees. We offer steady weekly paychecks, company vehicles, access to our counselor supplies. We offer bonuses, benefits, profit sharing. We realize that having successful, happy employees will be reflected in our customer service. And ultimately, that is going to reflect on who we are as a company. So HCI services, things that we offer, we do appliance installs, gas installs, disconnect, reconnect of plumbing fixtures, same day, next day water heaters. We install shower doors. We do bath vanities. So that's the range of installs that we currently offer through the big box programs. So our training program, of course, all of our employees go through our extensive training program. Training includes hands-on experience with experienced installers, also some classroom experience as well in our training center, as well as ongoing video training in videos like these. Field training, one of the most important things. We all can learn to put in the appliances. It's not super complicated, but employees are trying to take great care when working in customer homes. This is very important, especially when we're looking at the big box model. Realize that when you go into a customer's home, if you are not respectful to their home, if you're not taking great care, if you scratch their floors, not only is that coming at a cost to the company, these people, they're going to immediately call Home Depot, Lowe's. They're going to tarnish our reputation as a company. And so part of the training process is learning how to take care when we're working in customers' homes. You'll notice how the floors are appropriately covered here. This is just one of the things you'll learn in training. All right, compensation structure. We talked about how we pay in the interview, but of course, we're going to go over it again so that you can understand it. And yes, that's a picture of $15,000 in cash on the left-hand side of the screen. But money is important. Money, we all have many reasons why we do the things we do. But at the end of the day, we all need money to pay our bills, to support our families, and that's what we're here for. So our salary, it's basically $200 per day. As explained in the interview, Monday through Friday is the expectation. Pays $1,000. Someone who works Monday through Saturday, it's going to pay $1,200. Monday through you work 7 days a week is $1,400. A company vehicle is provided. There's a 30% weekly. We've been doing monthly, but we've transitioned into weekly bonuses after that revenue quota is met. We talked about that revenue quota. It is $750 a day. And again, just to help understand it, a dishwasher pays $200. The expectation is that you'll do at least 5 installs a day. 5 dishwashers pays $1,000, well above the revenue quota. So the bonus is not difficult to get. We also do offer additional bonuses on top of that. You do 30 installs in a month, and you're going to receive an extra week. You're going to receive an extra $150. 35 installs in a week, and you're going to receive an extra $300 total added to your salary. So all kinds of incentives to be productive employees, because production is how we get to the cash. We can have a great personality. We can work well with customers, take great care of our vans, always clean up behind ourselves. All of those things are super important in any job, and certainly in this job. But what makes money is production. So we're always trying to incentivize production. We offer that 401k with a 4% match, 2 weeks of paid vacation. We have health insurance, 50% premium coverage. That's for you personally. You can add your family members on. You have to bear the burden of that cost. There's dental and vision insurance. There's a range of other things that are available to you. When you sign on and go through your paperwork, you'll see these things, and you'll see costs, and you'll be able to determine which ones you decide are right for you and your situation. Our bonus structure, of course, completing 25 jobs a week and following our training will result in a bonus. Bonuses are based on installers' weekly revenue. Account spending affects your bonus. Yes, so if your weekly revenue, your daily quota is $750, if you bring in $1,200 one day, but you spent $100 on the account, your total revenue is only $1,100. So keep that in mind. The accounts, you're going to have access to the accounts, but be responsible. The accounts are what they're used for is funds for us to get the jobs done. Or rather, not funds. So no one has to reach into their own funds. Those accounts are there. The company pays the cost of those accounts, but it's not for personal tools and just to buy things and never use them. You should spend wisely on that account because keep in mind, the more you spend, the less money you bring to the table. But you do have to, sometimes you have to go down and buy little pieces and parts and things that you'll need during an install. It can make you more productive, make you more money using it smartly. So bonuses are they're paid out retroactively after 2 weeks, and then they're weekly. So your bonus will always be, your paychecks are 1 week in the rear, your bonus will always be paid out 2 weeks in the rears because we have to have time to process through them, to go through all the jobs, look at everything. Accounting has to be able to do that to come up with the bonuses. But once they start, they come every week. Every week you earn them, you'll continually get bonuses. So let's look at a weekly bonus example. Let's just do a little math here. The average Joe works 5 days and he completes 5 installs per day. So this is Joseph Foreman. He's one of our current managers. At the week's end, the picture there is Joseph Foreman. At the week's end, Joe has completed 25 jobs. The average job currently generates $191.80 in gross revenue. The average job includes $4 of cost, pipes, fittings, etc. You need a little silicone or whatever. And that's where that account spending comes in. The average job would then generate $187.80 in net revenue, right? So $187.80 in revenue times 25 jobs is $4,695. So Joe, that's his total sales amount that he brought in for the week because he completed 25 average jobs. So his 5-day revenue quota would be $3,750. That's $750 every day. So he is over that mark by $945. So he's getting paid $1,000 already, but that $945 that he got above his sales quota made him eligible for a bonus of $283.50. So average Joe check for his average week is $1,283.50. That means the average Joe is making $66,742 a year. We do have installers that make well in excess of that, $80,000 a year, installing appliances because they're above average. So if Joe steps up his game and Joe decides to work an extra day on Monday through Thursday, he does 6 jobs, bringing his weekly total to 33 jobs. So Monday through Thursday, he does 6 jobs. He does 5 Friday, 5 Saturday. Joe's salary, he's going to be $1,200 because he worked 6 days. He's going to receive a $150 bonus because he completed over 30 jobs. That brings his salary to $1,350. Joe worked 6 days, so the $750 day total quota is $4,500. But his 33 average jobs brought in $6,197.40. So he was above that $750 day sales goal. So Joe is $1,697.40 over that sales goal. He gets 30% of that in a bonus. So that's $509.22. So for that week, Joe, his total income was $1,859.22. So that's where, taking advantage of the incentives that we're putting out there, the production, it can really kick in for you, especially if you want to be above average. And I will go ahead and tell you that my top performers, they don't work every weekend. I have guys who are steady Eddie 6 days a week, but some of my top performers they're Monday through Friday, but they pick certain months and certain times of the year where they will work 6 days a week and 7 days a week. But throughout the remainder of the year, they're working Monday through Friday. They've just gotten good at this job. They don't waste time. They start early, they go about their business, and they knock the jobs out. And again, that's very possible in this type of scenario because these jobs, they're not complicated. If you learn how to do it well, you can really make excellent money installing appliances. And the work is just continue. It continues to come. So training pay. Our training program, it begins with videos like these. You've already been through your background check and your MVR. Once you're eligible for employment, the training pay, it's $740 a week for your first 4 weeks. It begins when you start your first day of work. There is a bonus potential. The daily sales goal, it's a little bit lower. It's not quite $750 a day because you're being paid a little less. If you are one of those guys, and some of these guys do come here and they hit the ground running, they go right out, they make a bonus, they start making bonus right away. That is available to you. But if you don't hit it right away, that's okay too, as long as you're learning and advancing, because most guys don't hit it right away, but some guys do. So that bonus is available. Keep in mind you're being evaluated during those first 4 weeks of training. That $740 a week pay, usually it's because newer guys, they're not as fast, they cost us more money they bring in. So there is a little bit of a training pay there for the first 4 weeks. But after that, you're going to be moved to the regular salary. As we discussed, Monday through Friday, it's $1,000 a week. If you work Monday through Saturday, it's $1,200 a week. But that is how our training pay works. All right, let's talk about hours and time off. Everybody needs time off. Paid time off starts after 90 days of employment. After 90 days, you're going to receive 5 personal days and 5 vacation days. We also give 5 paid holidays per year. After 1 year of employment, you will receive 5 personal days and 10 vacation days. Time off must be approved and must be requested at least 2 weeks in advance. So as you onboard, you'll go through paperwork. You will see there are policies. Read those policies. There are different requirements for different types of time off. If it's personal time and you need to see a doctor or something along those lines. But if you're just putting it for vacation, 2 weeks. You need the time off. We want to give you the time off. We're just asking that you plan for it. Because of the nature of our business, the big box guys, when they send a job, they want us to call that customer right away within 2 days and tell them what day we're coming. And customers want to know. So we promise your time out ahead of time. And so if you can give us advance notice, we're happy to give you time off. Where it becomes a problem is if people don't give advance notice. So that becomes a problem because we've promised customers that you're coming and then you're not coming. And so that's bad for business. We have to answer customer surveys. Lowe's and Home Depot both do it. They survey the customers. If our surveys are bad, then they're looking to replace us with a contractor who has good surveys. If your surveys are good, you're good. But if you skip appointments, if you tell people you're coming on Monday and then you don't show up on Monday, bad for surveys. So please work with us. Plan your time off. Like I said, everybody needs it. We want you to have it, but please plan it. All right, so some expectations. We talked about it a little bit. So your training period, it's going to last 12 weeks. Basically 90 days. By the end of that training period, our expectation is you'll be able to complete 25 jobs every week. Most guys meet this. You make it through the first 90 days, you're up to speed. We don't, if a man is close but lacking, but he's working and he's moving in that direction, we're gonna work with you. What we need to see is people who are progressing, who are working hard at progressing. Keep in mind, when we talk about completed jobs, you will get details. Details are measures. All that will be explained to you. Those don't count as a job. It's a stop on your day, but it's just a 10-minute stop where you're measuring something. You'll get those here and there throughout from time to time. Work orders due to heating installer doing something wrong do not count towards the completed job count either. What do I mean by that? You go out, you hook something up, you didn't check it for leaks, and then you get called back to go fix a leak. That's not a job. You don't get to say, oh, well, I completed another job. No, you had to go back. Your goal is to have no work orders. They happen sometimes. Nobody's perfect. But work orders don't count towards your completed job count. You might have 5 on you today, and one of your customers calls from the day before and says, hey, I have a leak. And your manager may be in the area, he may be able to go address it, but sometimes you just got to go back out and address that leak. Leaks cause damage, and we just got to go back out and we got to do it. It doesn't count as a job. All right, next slide. Personal appearance. What do we expect in the personal appearance? We expect all employees to dress and groom professionally. Clothing should be clean and neat in appearance. All right, we're going into people's homes. We're representing a company. We're representing the big box stores as well. We want to represent well. We issue company provided T-shirts. Whenever you have them, please wear them. Jeans and slacks or khakis. No baggy pants. No offensive logos. So logos with swear words, suggestive overtones, things that are interpreted as racist, those are inappropriate. We don't want to wear offensive logos. So dress like a professional, be a professional. Vehicle requirements. All right, your vehicle needs to be kept clean. Our company name is on the vehicle. Make sure that the cleanliness of the vehicle accurately represents our company. You need to take reasonable care of that vehicle. It doesn't need to look like a billboard advertising dirt. You don't have to wax it. You don't have to be obsessed with it, but it needs to be reasonably clean. All right, we'll send monthly photos into our fleet manager or to your manager because we do require monthly photos of the vehicles inside and out. This helps us keep track of our fleet, helps us keep track of the condition of our fleet. This is important to us because we're always working on the fleet. One thing you'll notice about our fleet is we don't have a bunch of old raggedy vehicles. We keep fairly recent model vehicles out there for you guys. Please take care of them. Turn in the monthly photos so we can assess our fleet. Maintenance. You're responsible to make sure maintenance is scheduled and performed. If your vehicle needs the oil changed, you need to address that. The next time you have a weekend, run down to the oil change shop. Some of these ones you can pull through right in the middle of the day at any time. You just pull through, get your oil changed, go on to your next job. Complete oil change and tire rotation required every required interval and record it in the owner's manual. So, especially if you're in a new vehicle, you get your oil changed, get your tires rotated. If there's any other service required, report it to your supervisor so it can be addressed. If there's something that's going to involve downtime, you know, please report it. Your vehicle starts making weird, strange noises. You get a flat tire, report it so we can get these things addressed right away. A flat tire is easy enough to care for in the closest tire shop. And a word of the wise, if you put the spare on it, please get the tire fixed and put the spare back where it belongs. All right, when we're out working, we're going to be interacting with both customers and store personnel and other Heaton employees. We want to never be rude. Never at any time with any interaction are we to be rude to anyone. We always have to do the right thing even when others do not. Customers ticking you off, or a person at the store, a Lowe's person, an IST person, they're not always going to treat us respectfully. But we can handle those situations. We can be respectful. If we lose our temper and say something we shouldn't, that's when we have a problem. Because if you stay in control of yourself, you remain in the driver's seat. We can handle Lowe's people. We can handle customers. We can handle IST. Business is going to be conducted no matter what a person says or does to the contrary, or you might feel like they're disrespecting you or that they are inhibiting your ability to be productive that day. Report that to management. Keep your calm. Stay cool, because we have channels where we can correct those situations. But if we lose our temper and we curse somebody out or we say something we shouldn't, we lose all ground to stand on. And now we can't handle that situation to make sure that it doesn't happen again. All right, working safely. You'll be expected to work safely at all times. You must drive safely at all times in company vehicles. Failure to comply could result in termination of employment. It could result in termination of employment with no prior warning. I'm going to give you guys a couple examples. I had a young man. He was driving well beyond 90 miles an hour in the work van. GPS reported it back. Somebody complained. We're not sitting around looking at the GPS. If you are a serious speeding violator, it will report you. Or if someone calls and says, this guy's driving crazy, I don't take every person's word. I'm going to pull the GPS report. But driving 90 some miles an hour is never okay. It's never okay. And that is a serious safety violation. So drive safely. Good attendance is required. Again, we mentioned everyone needs time off. But please plan it out. Emergencies happen. Hey, you wake up and you're sick. Things happen. That's why we give those 5 personal days a year for unexpected things. We understand. But for the most part, excessive absentees will not be tolerated. If you need more time off than we allow, well, this may not be the job for you. If your life is that full of situations, this may not be the right kind of work for you. Time off must be approved. If you take time off that's not approved, a write-up will most likely be issued. And a write-up, after 3 write-ups, a person can be terminated. So scheduling is important to us. Customer service is important to us. Surveys are important to us because they're important to our customers. And our customers are the big box stores. Our customers are the actual customers too, but the big box stores are our customer. That's who we work for. That's who we pay our bills with. The customers that the big box stores provide for us. So we want to make sure that we're doing a good job for them and taking care of their customers. It is the best way we can do that. So a couple things to remember. Payday is Friday. It's direct deposit. It's always a week behind. Bonuses are paid retroactively every 2 weeks, and then they're every week thereafter. So you have questions about your pay, just keep that in mind. The bonus we've transitioned to a weekly bonus instead of a monthly, but it does take us a couple weeks to compile that up for accounting to be able to do that math and get you guys paid. But they do come every week once you start receiving them, as long as you've put in the work to make the bonus. All right, tools. Job requires hand tools. You're expected to purchase your personal hand tools. Company accounts are for getting what you need to get the job done. They are not It's not for you buying your personal tools with. I'm not saying that if you aren't on the job and your drill breaks and you don't have the funds, call your manager to get a new drill. Call your manager because we need to get the job done. Things like that we can work through, but don't go tool shopping on the company account. It's for items that are needed to get the jobs done. Any items purchased on the account for your van, ladder, hand trucks, please take care of those while you're in possession, and those would stay with that van. They would stay with you while you're employed, but if at any time you decide to leave, those items will stay with that van. And please take care of them. All right, Monday call-outs. The cost of Monday call-outs. Scheduled jobs don't just go away, guys. Customers are upset. Surveys get worse. And your team suffers. Someone's got to pick that job up. Makes routes worse, makes days longer. Jobs don't go away. So I know I talk about planning our time off, but call-outs are a problem. And Monday call-outs historically are a problem. I know that sicknesses happen and emergencies happen, but if you go back and look at the call-out record, you would think that emergencies and illnesses prefer Monday. The truth is, excessive Monday call-outs are due to people not wanting to come to work on Monday, drank too much over the weekend. There's a cost, but it's not responsible. So excessive Monday call-outs, they're not going to be tolerated. Again, we recognize that life happens, but we need to make sure that we are responsible and come to work. We work till our days are finished. This is not a punch in the clock job. It's not 4 o'clock, we stop no matter what we're doing right in the middle of the job. Nope, some factories operate that way, some jobs operate that way. All of our jobs are pre-scheduled ahead of time. Rescheduling jobs is bad for business, very poor customer service. We work until our jobs are finished. So if you get to where you're consistently finishing at 4 o'clock every day, it's the nature of the business that day is going to happen where things are going to go wrong. You're going to have to work till 7 o'clock. We just have to do it, guys. It's not an option for us. We can't just say, well, I don't feel like going and doing that one, so I'm not going to do it. As our day develops, we just have to work with it. Driving is part of this job. Driving is required. Routes are planned to be as efficient as possible. But you will be required to plan to leave your home each day early enough to arrive at your first store for pickup by 7:30. That's the expectation, that you're going to get to your first store for pickup by 7:30 a.m. Because our first appointment that we've promised our customers is 8 o'clock. And so we should be timely. We should be on time. We should do what we promise. So routes are going to vary from day to day as the jobs come in. Everybody's looking for that perfect route, and perfect routes only come around every now and then. But we go through a lot of trouble to get good routes. But just keep in mind that driving, if you have an aversion to driving, it's not the job for you. Drive to the store, you pick up your appliances, you drive to your first job, you do that job, you drive to the next job, you do that job, you drive to the next job. Driving is all day long. It's just a part of the job. All right, so looks like you're ready to join the team, and we're happy to have you. Hopefully, we can become a place where you can feel like you're employed as a meaningful part of our team. We certainly want you to feel that way. As an employer, we do care about our employees a great deal, and that's why we try to offer all the training we can and all the help we can so that hopefully you can make a success out of working at Heaton Construction.